We live? We are live. Excellent. Let me get the chat up on my phone. That way I can see any super chats that might come in or people asking questions, talking. Alright, turn my volume down. And we'll get the chat up. After this dumb ad. I gotta get YouTube Premium so I don't get ads on my phone. After this second dumb ad. It's quite annoying. Alright. Well, get started. Hello, General Grievous Burnt Bean. How's it going? So, sat down for the night and I took the day off tomorrow. So I decided do some Empire War mapping, and I thought, oh, I might as well stream it, talk to people, see how everyone's doing. So this last time I was streaming, I did a planet called Adobe 3 from the old Marvel comics, and right now I moved on to the second planet in my list, Atraken. I'm just gonna show, for people who are watching the stream later, I'm just gonna show what actually how Adobe 3 actually ended up. Land planet Adobe. I haven't made any changes to Atraken yet, so. Alright, so you can remember from the last two streams, Adobe was kind of flat. There wasn't much texture going on. All we really had was this river, a few mountains, and then we had started on the city. Well, I found a few speeder props because we were talking in the chat about how some of the speeders aren't like they only had the Luke speeder, so I wanted to add like some variety. So we've got these SWTOR speeders, and then of course we've got Luke speeder, which I may have to check. I don't think was around canonically during this time period. Hello, Rodimus Prime 21. Have heard of a channel called OG Star Wars. She covers Legends stuff. It sounds familiar. I did recently get contacted by a gal who's doing a Star Wars channel who wants to interview me. We have that scheduled sometime in early October. I'm super busy this month. But back to Adobe 3. I just realized I'm like a mile away from my mic. The farm area is all set now too. We also have all the markers. We have some animals. This is kind of a static model right now. There are banthas on Adobe 3, by the way. They're in the comic. But once you're in game, like once this map is in game, he'll be walking around and everything. So that'll be cool. I added some plateaus to give some like differentiating terrain height. Just more stuff. This is an out base special structure. This is like where your hypervelocity gun or your like ion cannon from the vanilla game will be. And of course we got some bunkers, build pads, added some rocks. I dotted a whole bunch of new textures. So Adobe 3 is done. And this is where the enemy base will be. It's gonna start off neutral in the Galactic Conquest mode, so I put a pirate base here, but these would be the other two factions base, whether it's controlled by Republic or Confederacy. But yeah, and then I made a space map for it too. Didn't stream that one because it was a super quick 15-minute job, because space maps in this game don't take a super long time. So let's open space Adobe. Alright, this is what the space map for Adobe 3 looks like. You can see those big missing texture things. That's just because this program is very old and can't really render new shaders. But in game, this looks fine. I already have a few space maps in game with props similar to this one that the shaders do look fine. And that's basically just like the atmosphere kind of glow. And then I put a bunch of asteroids around to kind of give some obstacles for fleets to maneuver around. And then this is your enemy space station structure position. And these blue flags are where your allied fleets spawn. And then these green flags are the attacker fleet spawn. So the space maps are far less complicated than land maps. That's why this one only took me 15 minutes and I didn't end up really streaming it. But let's move back to Atraken, because that's the planet we're looking to do here. Now, Atraken, it doesn't really show up in a lot of stuff. It was actually in a HoloNet News article back in the early 2000s. This is the picture from the article. So I kind of tried to base it what we see in the picture. You see kind of like a greenish atmosphere, like a greenish glow coming off the atmosphere. And the planet is supposed to be like the atmosphere isn't breathable, it's toxic, there's craters everywhere. But it didn't used to be that way. And so basically what I've done is the map is one giant meteor crater, and on here I'm gonna have several other craters, smaller craters bordering it. And then we have this little area in the middle of the crater where I'm gonna put a city, and started making the bridges you would take to get into the city. Kind of took a lot of inspiration from the vanilla Bespin map. But yeah, and where I last left off was I was adding these walls here to kind of give some like border to the city. So let's continue on with that, and then we'll put some buildings on here. And then I'll probably move on to the outskirts, get some craters going, and then start texturing this, because this is just the default moon regolith texture. And maybe play with the atmosphere settings a little bit so we can get a little bit more green. What you're seeing is like a greenish fog, which hopefully should be visible in game. Nope, that was just an autosave there. But yeah, let's get some of these on the map here. Oop, we'll move them around as need be. Yep. And change the angle of them and whatnot. I started doing these sorts of maps for Star Wars Empire War in high school, and it really made me appreciate geometry and remembering all of the angles, because you use a lot of like angle geometry and trigonometry in this to kind of get things where you want them. Follow the border of this little cliff side I made here. Quick copy some of these guys. Move this guy a little bit. Kind of follow the contour. Of our Caldera City. Got 3 people watching the chat. Normally have a bit more, but it's probably because it's a weeknight, and I'm not going to work tomorrow, so I'm not in bed like I would be. Nice. All right. A couple more of these guys. Already starting. The border of our city is already starting to look good. And then I have it planned out in my head where there's going to be 4 base structures, all each pointing out this way. Well, actually, I've got a planned PDF. So this was when I first started, it was flat. So I said this is going to be a big crater where there's going to have the city and bridges to get to the city in the middle, surrounded by all these other craters and with command posts all along to capture. And what I'm going to do is, because in the lore, the Battle of Atraken, the CIS kind of held up in the city here, and the Republic was having trouble taking it, and they basically ended up sieging it for 2 years, and ended up destroying the planet in the process. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make it so that there's build pads, and then turbo laser towers everywhere. So what you're going to want to do as the attacker is you're going to want to like capture all the different command posts around the city, build up your forces, and then try to attack it. So that's the plan with how this map's going to go. That angle's a little too steep from what I want. Get this guy going here. He needs to be in a little bit more, because we got a little dimple in this rock coming up. Yeah, alright, we kind of want to have him go in a tiny bit more. We'll get there, don't worry. It's all kind of trial and error with this stuff. I don't care if it's a tiny bit off. I'll put a building here so when you're the actual player you won't see it. Yeah, fuck it, I'll put a building there too. Kind of fill in that gap. I sort of did that over here. There. Nobody will know. Be our little secret. Rodimus Prime 21 asks, do you think George Lucas would have used the EU for his sequel trilogy? No. He already said he wouldn't. And, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but the rumors I was hearing was that Darth Talon was going to be in the movie, and as well as Darth Maul. And you all already know my feelings on Darth Maul surviving Naboo. Add to the fact that Darth Talon isn't really alive until 130 years, isn't like you know, yeah, she isn't alive until like a good century after the Battle of Yavin. Because the Legacy era comics take place in like 130 ABY to 141 ABY, if I recall correctly. I gotta fix the height here. You know, it's just, it kind of dips down a little bit, and I want this to be flat concrete city, so I have to fix the height. Let's set it to 100 for the radius. 10 for smooth weight, and 1 for that. That will do. That should flatten it out. Oh, if we do leveling, it might flatten it out even more. Yeah, that works. Alright, back to objects. Get our city wall perimeter thing going back here. So far, so good. Hold on. There's more. Yeah, see? Fix that bubbling. Such a... Yeah, you'll notice I couldn't really get a perfect circle going. With more practice, I will, but I decided to use rock to make this look like a natural, like this is a natural thing, which I don't think occurs in real life, but let's just pretend it did. Darth Prime says, I heard that George's sequel trilogy treatment is just some ideas and concepts, not the full summary, as Iron Inquisitor stated. Maybe. As I was saying, it was just rumors that I had heard. I don't trust anything coming out of really anywhere anymore when it comes to Star Wars. Oh. Noticing more bubbling I gotta fix. And it's like, the only thing I care about is the expanded universe, and we're not getting any new Legends material anytime soon, so I haven't bothered listening to any news. It's like, oh, yay. For a split second, I was excited when they announced Tales of the Jedi. I'm like, oh, are we getting, you know, an EU show about, you know, Ula Keldroma and Exar Kun and Freedon Nad and everything that happened in the Tales of the Jedi comics? No. They just used the name. So it's, I really don't fucking care. I don't fucking care what's coming out of Lucasfilm these days. It's all garbage as far as I'm concerned. If you like it, that's fine. It's not garbage, you know? I like living under my EU rock. I'm aware that I probably need to go touch some grass, but I like my EU rock. Like I said in previous videos on my other channel, I'll never begrudge anybody for liking the new canon. Just I have no fancy for it. It's derivative of the expanded universe, and I don't know. I think it just takes a lot of the EU, a lot of concepts from the EU and characters and planet. But what ifs? It's the status quo. It's the way of things right now. I've got my House of Dragon and my Rings of Power to keep me entertained, fill in the bubble, the gap that Star Wars has left. Alright. I think we just have one more quadrant of the city to go, and then our perimeter will be complete. Yeah, it's kind of looks like crap, actually. But if I had made it a perfect circle, it would have looked better. It'll be fine. Yeah, that's what confused me when they did the font. I'm like, holy shit, we're actually getting, you know, a Tales of the Jedi thing. I wonder if they'll get Kevin J. Anderson on board. No. Nope. I have my theories on why they did it. I think they want to kind of... They want to take the public's eye, and when you think Tales of the Jedi, you don't think of the comics anymore. I think that's what they want. They want to make it so that that name is now associated with whatever crap they peddle. And it's whatever. I mean, we need more shows about Ahsoka, right? That's all, you know, that's all the new canon is just the Ahsoka show. That's why I started disliking TCW towards the end, because it just became the Ahsoka show. Hey, that works. I really botched the circle here. It's whatever. It'll be fine. We'll make it work. Almost there. Yeah, I started going off the cliff a little bit here. Dang it. Shite. C. Jewel says Dave Filoni's fan fiction. Basically. It's basically all the EU is. And he doesn't even adhere to the canon half the time, from what I've heard. But that's his prerogative. Whatever. I got my nice comfy little EU rock that I'm gonna stay under for a while. And they can do what they like. There's still plenty of expanded universe material I haven't read yet, like a lot of the stuff from the like the short stories from a lot of the what's the name of the magazine? I used to have a subscription to it. Star Wars Insider, as well as the short stories in like the West End games and Fantasy Flight games source books. Still a whole bunch of that stuff I can consume. I don't own any of it, but you know, yar har fiddly dee. There's ways to get that stuff. All right. Our city perimeter is now virtually complete. And why is Dooku wearing a cape when he was a Jedi? Makes no sense. I don't know, the guy really likes capes. It's probably so you know it's Dooku, because, I don't know, maybe a lot of the audience can't tell the difference. Notice there's some texture things here. I just fixed that. Oh, we got a little dip here. Let me fix this. I want this a nice flat concrete surface. Alright. Back to objects. Let's do some buildings. These are kind of like your generic like square buildings. I'm not gonna have a lot of these. I'm looking for like the Coruscant-esque buildings, but not basically Padme's apartment. Yes, that will do. Put random angle back on. And with this prop pack I have, there's differing sizes of the same props, so that'll give me some variety here. But let's stick with the small sizes for now. So as I said before, actually might as well get our markers out, because I already know where I'm putting my buildings before I actually put the props down. Let's get out of props urban, and we'll go into markers. We want in base special structure position. And I've basically said that I want 4 of these arrayed in this sort of fashion. This will help me with my city layout a bit too, because that way I know that these big buildings will fit where I need them to. And I want to make sure infantry and mechanized units have a path, clear path to get places. And that's the 4 base special structure positions I was planning on doing. We'll have the shield generator up here, like the shield emitter. Shield generator, I don't want to put the shield emitter in yet because the way the marker is, I'm not gonna show you. You'll just have to take my word for it. Like the marker has like a radius where if I just click anywhere, I'll end up dragging the marker, which I don't want to do. So I'm gonna put the shield. What is it? The shield projector on last, but we'll put the power generator. Let's put it right about here. Sounds good. It's weird. I have it on random angle, but this one randomly put it at the exact angle I want, which is 270, which is the inverse of 90, which is exactly what I need for this. So, and then we'll put build pads and stuff around here, but I just kind of wanted to get the general layout of, all right, these are where my buildings are going to be, so now I can put the city props in areas that won't obstruct movement of troops. Let's get civil structure C here. And I've got a whole bunch of different like new skyscrapers and stuff, so I can make things a bit diversified. So I'm thinking about doing like clusters. Like I'll have some like a building cluster like here, but still give room for infantry and mechs to come through. Building cluster here. Basically building clusters on the four corners. Maybe a couple buildings in here too. Just kind of give the illusion that this is a city. Now I've got some other buildings too that are other planet specific, but we can figure that out. Got some urban statues as well. Steam pipes, tunnels. Got a whole bunch of stuff at my discretion here. A lot of this stuff is more good for like if you're doing Terrace or Coruscant, not just like a small city on a backwater world. Yeah, let's go back up here. Yeah, we've got some Alderaan buildings, but I don't want to use these because these are pretty specific to Alderaan. And eventually I'm going to be redoing Alderaan. These are Terrace-specific structures. Maybe I should just stick some Mygeeto structures. I might just stick with like the 4 generic buildings we have now and just mess about with them. Munilence, because Munilence has its own architecture. That I haven't redone that map yet. Kifex, some Camino crap we don't really need. Oh, we've got some Coronet buildings. None of these. Now these are more. It's like props. Cato Nemoidia. Oh, some Bespin buildings work too, actually. Not that one specifically, but I like this one. There, I can give a bit more variety. Oop. I like that one. That one's cool too. But like, let's mix up some architectural styles here. Yes, this could work. Let me see if there's any more. Mon Calamari is too specific. The Imperial Guard structure is literally the Imperial Palace, which doesn't exist at this time, so... Gungan houses won't work. Alright. Well, we'll stick with the generic urban and Bespin props. And then I've got some different sizes. That's a little much. That's a bit better. Maybe we can get some height differentials as well. It's one of the annoying things of prop placement. Let's spread this out a little bit though, because it's a bit too clustered. I think this is a good enough space for our infantry and stuff to go through. I have to put build pads and stuff too. I must keep in mind. Oh, I've got a couple of these guys as well. Yeah. Oh, block X1. Yeah, that looks like a building. That'll do. So it's not clipping through our perimeter wall here or our other buildings. Yeah, I like it. Let's see, there's a build facade here. This works. That could be a building too. There. Hi, there we go. That guy there is cool. Get another one of these Bespin buildings. Sure, but let's find a bigger one. Hey, that'll do. Our little city's coming along. Alright, actually, before I get too happy with these city prompts... Oop, I messed with my mouse. Sorry. Let's go back to markers, and we will... I want to put the... oh, here we are. Turbo laser tower positions. Where is it? Turbo laser structure position. 270 is the angle we want? Nope. Try 180. That is exactly the angle we want. Have one there. See? Move them a bit forward. Because, like, AT-ATs and ATTEs are supposed to be able to walk through here. Aha! And I think I'm going to have two more at the other end. Nope. After it's done auto-saving. Actually, I'll probably just do a quick save. Because that happened last stream. I got kind of screwed over. Nice. Maybe it's overkill, maybe it isn't. If it is overkill, I can remove some in the future. And just put build pads down there. This one's gotta be a 90-degree one. Yep. Yeah, we're coming together here. We're coming together. Nice. Oh, this map's gonna be fun. Adobe 3 is in-game. I just haven't tested it yet. Try 270. Nope. Try... Did we say 180? We already did 180. Try 90. No, 360. Duh. There we go. I haven't checked the chat in a while. Chat's kind of quiet. Let's see, we have a couple more people in. How y'all doing? Great. No, I'm kidding. I'm just being an ass. Alright, we're almost done with the turbo laser tower defenses. These ones are going to be 270 degrees. Yes, there we go. Cool. Our city is now looking pretty fortified. As I said, I'll put the other shield generator around it later. Well, this is the shield generator, the actual projector. Oh, I forgot. I've got some Corellia and Drummond cast props as well. Let's see if there's any cool Corellian buildings. Oh. Some it's a little bigger than we're looking for here. That is massive. All these props are massive. Okay. Yep. Massive. Okay. Let's not use any of these Corellian props, I don't think. Just trying to get some building variety, you know, for the city. Oh, we've got some, like, street lights we could use. Once I get more buildings up. Oop, shit. Actually, here, let us... I think that's backwards. Yes, because the... No? Oh, it's the same on both sides. Okay. It's just mirrored. No. No. Yes. Yes! What? How'd the prop maker do that? I actually know just the place to put this. Put it on the side of this building here. Oop. Let's see, what angle is this building at? It's at 202. Now this is at 202. Just raise it up. Nice. There, give our city a little flavor. Yeah, so we'll use a bunch of these signs. What, is this one not coming? Yep. Oh, it's just tiny. Eh. I'll mess about with these signs after we get like the basic layout of the city done. Oh, there's some streetlights too. Ooh, we can have streetlights kind of going down. Okay, oh yes, this is coming together in my head. Some urban walkways. Alright, cool. Rodimus Prime asks, are the Jedi quest books good? Yes, they are, as well as the Jedi Apprentice books, which cover Obi-Wan under Qui-Gon. They are very good. I enjoy them a lot. Not a lot of drum and cast props. Decorations and transports. Tents. Oh, this is where I had all these extra speeders and stuff. Yeah, I'll do that after when I'm... Alright, let's get back to props urban here. Alright, cool. And the quickest way to get to this stuff is to... EX1. Actually, I want to make this a regular D. F. Oh, I haven't put an F down yet. Nice. What one was structure A? Oh, this is like the obviously Coruscant style one, which I don't really want to use. Sai Jewel asks, or C Jewel, I don't know how to pronounce your name, correct me if I'm wrong. He asks, pardon my stupidity, but what program are you using? I was thinking of using it for my projects. So, this is a map editor for Star Wars Empire at War, which is a game from 2006. And I make a mod for it where it basically turns everything into the Clone Wars. But I'm specifically following, no surprise, the expanded universe. Yeah. Not just, a lot of the mods these days just do the TV show, which is alright. But I wanted something for people who are more into the books and comics. Let's get some Bespin buildings in here. Bespin building A large, though. Ooh. Might be a little too large, but I think we can work with it. Oh, I did the X1, didn't I? Nope, that's just regular large. What the hell is X1? That's way too big. Beep. Darth Prime asks, hold on, I'm gonna move my my phone, speaking of clones, move my phone closer so I can answer questions without sounding like I'm a mile away, because I have to move away from my mic. Move away from the mic to breathe in. I bet some of y'all are too young to know what that's in reference to. However, Darth Prime asks, which books do you think would be a good starting point for new EU fans? And it really all depends on your preference. I always say that the Thrawn books are a good start. A lot of people will say that. But if you're not into the, if you're not into that era, like the post-Return of the Jedi era. Oh, hey, Barb. Brian, sorry. Brian from Barb's Basement. I don't have my helmet on today. That's, I'll do it next time I stream Republic Commando. But, yeah, a good play, like, it really all depends on which era you want to start in. Like, if you want to start at the very beginning, you want to go to the the pre-Republic era, you could start with Dawn of the Jedi if you wanted. If you want to go, Clone Wars era, I think the Republic Commando books are good. Or if you want to start earlier, like Phantom Menace, I think, Darth Maul Cloak of Deception is an excellent read. Those are just some of my favorites. If you want to try to navigate the Rebellion era, that's a different story. There are some of the more modern books of the Rebellion era are a bit meh. Some of the older ones are good, but have some things that don't really fit with the current continuity. But Allegiance is good. And anything by, so I'll just say right now, anything by Timothy Zahn is good. I've never read a bad Timothy Zahn book, unless you get peeved by the overuse of the word sardonic, which he does quite a lot in the Thrawn trilogy. I started I had Star Wars books growing up. I started with the Young Boba Fett series. I didn't become consciously aware that there was an overarching continuity until I read the Republic Commando series in middle school. That's when I was like, whoa, okay, there's actually, this whole universe is connected. These aren't just one-off stories that have no bearing towards each other. That's when I realized that, oh, this is a continuity. This isn't just messing about. I would just say, if you're looking to get into the EU, don't, if, you're looking at a book that you think is interesting, make sure it's not the middle of a series, or else you're going to be pretty lost. And also, I will also say, if you're trying to get into, the late Legacy era, don't start at the Legacy era. I mean, unless you start with the Legacy comics. Legacy comics are good. I think you'll be fine. There's some stuff in the New Jedi Order era that you might miss out on. You might want to, at least familiarize yourself with. But, yeah, generally would not start out in, with, Legacy of the Force. To somebody who hasn't read the Swarm War series or the what's it called, or the New Jedi Order series, you're gonna be completely lost, and the plot is gonna seem completely bonkers to you without the proper context. But generally, you can kind of pick a book that looks interesting to you, as long as it's not in the middle of a series, and you can kind of start from there. C. Jewel says, map editors. I need something simpler than Blender because I'm bad at it, and map editors seem like a better choice for me. Also, short I, long U. Okay. I'm not a linguist, actually, so I don't know what that means. I'm the type of person that needs a pronunciation guide when he reads, you know, like, stuff like that. Which is another reason why I liked the Republic Commando books, getting it back into the other conversation. We need another, let's do another, like, boxy structure. We don't need a Jedi temple. Here. Build facade B. Let's make it a different thing there. Yep. We'll have... That's a carpet. We'll have one of these guys. How about that? Maybe a little bit bigger. Much better. I like it. Sinjul. Okay. So, Sejul. But yeah, so if you wanna get this map editor, it's free. It's free on Petroglyph's website, I believe, which is the company that makes Star Wars Empire at War. You unfortunately need Star Wars Empire at War to play it in. Space Whale asks, what time period is this mod set in? It is set in the Clone Wars. So when I originally made this mod, I was going to have it encompass all eras. I was going to have it so, like, Tech Level 1 was the pre-Republic era, and we were going to have factions. I started with a whole team, too. We were going to have factions like Zim the Despot's Pirate Empire and the Hutt Empire back before, like, when they actually, like, had a bunch of space and they were like a force to be reckoned with. Then Tech 2 was gonna be like the old Republic era. We were gonna have, like, you know, Revan and Malik's empire. Well, we want to do, we wanted to start with, like, you know, Tales of the Jedi stuff with the Great Hyperspace War. We wanted to have Naga Sadow's Sith Empire and the Old Republic, as well as the early Mandalorian Crusaders. Then that would go into... We'd have to do separate campaigns. It probably wouldn't have been... I don't want the same building next to each other twice. We probably wouldn't have been able to use the tech system as an era system. But yeah, so then it would go into, like, the Mandalorian Wars, and then the Jedi Civil War with Revan and Malik, maybe some SWTOR stuff, and then Clone Wars, Galactic Civil War. But the project ended up becoming far too ambitious. I couldn't find anybody who wanted to make any models for me, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to focus on Galactic Civil War and Clone Wars, because that has the most free release models. And also has, like... Yeah, basically just they have the most free release models that I can do things with. So I scaled the mod back way down because it became way too ambitious. And yeah, so now we're at Clone Wars and Galactic Civil War. But I'm doing some pretty ambitious things with this mod. I've got a guy helping me out. I started by myself, but I've got a guy who worked on one of my older mods helping me out now. So things are moving along. Let's do a big guy. And then we haven't had a Bespin building in a while. Let's get another Bespin building up in here. Actually, let's getting a little too close here. I want it a bit more spread out. Yeah, it was an ambitious project. It's since been just scaled back to Clone Wars and Galactic Civil War, just because more models are available and props as well that are either free for me to use, or I also have like there's even some props in here that I haven't put in yet, but that I got permission from other modder friends that I have to use, so. And it's because those are the two most popular eras. Like, I would have also been fine with, you know, like the New Republic era and the late, well, maybe not, yeah, like the late Legacy era, there's some stuff. Early Legacy era, there's a lot of ships that... So then you run into the problem where there are ships in the expanded universe that don't appear anywhere visually. They're just mentioned in novels. So you run into that problem. It's like, okay, well, how do I depict the ship? And I ran into that problem a little bit in this mod too, where, like, for example, the super cruiser that shows up in Cestus Deception doesn't have a visual depiction. I ended up finding a Fanon like cruiser model that I said, you know what, this could be a super cruiser. Put some Republic pinstripes on it and called it a day. Alright, our little city's coming together here. And this is more of like a central structure. Yeah, see? Like, this would be good, like, in the middle here. But that's where I want our shield projector to go. Darth Prime asks, have you read The Great Unknown, where Han and Chewbacca crash landed on Earth and Han's remains was found by Indiana Jones? Yes, I have. I actually read that like 2 days ago, because I was doing research for another video which is going to drop next week, and that comic, the comic I needed, was in that same issue of Tales that the Indiana Jones comic was in. So I was like, oh yeah, I've heard about this one, so I read that one, and it was pretty interesting. It's just a cute little nod is all. Alright, let's get back to some Coruscant buildings here. And I think I left myself... Yeah, there should be plenty space for infantry and vehicles to go through. Our city's coming along quite nice here. Yeah, this is gonna be cool looking. Alright, yeah, let's end that there. I could copy and paste some shit, but I also don't want to look lazy. Hey, that works out. D C B. Spread these guys out a little bit. This would be good for if I was building a retaining wall, which I'm not going to be doing. And that's just half of build facade B. Yeah. Fuck it. Put another one of these guys in. Actually, I could maybe put in a bigger one. Let's try block BX2. It might be too big. No, it's not too big. We can work with this. Video game guy says, I'm not sure if I'm remembering correctly, but I'm pretty sure you had something like 3 mod projects going on at some point. You are sort of correct. I was just explaining that I had a whole thing called the Legends mod, where it was gonna encompass all eras. And the project ended up being so ambitious, and I couldn't find any modelers to, make the models for me. And I'm too dumb to use 3ds Max and Blender. Despite growing up using AutoCAD and Inventor extensively in high school, which are also Autodesk products, along with 3ds Max, I could not wrap my head around it. Oh yeah, we already said I'm not using Alderon buildings. So I scaled it back, and scaled it back to just Galactic Civil War and Clone Wars. And those are 2 separate mods that I'm kind of working on simultaneously. Oh, here, actually. Space Whale asks, how many planets in this one? Can't remember. I'm still adding to the list, but I have a whole list, and I showed that a couple streams ago. I'd show it again, but I'm going to be completely honest, I don't feel like finding the Google Doc right now. Let's go back to Bespin buildings. Oh. I could just click it and get there faster. Yeah. Nope. Ghostfish asks, interesting act, the planet Han leaves from, or interesting fact, I believe you meant to say, the planet Han leaves from is in that non-canon comic is near the Senex Juvex sectors from Children of the Jedi. Interesting. I see, like, looking at the Essential Atlas, which I flip through periodically, especially when I'm writing the, what do you call it, the, timeline series videos that everybody's waiting for part 8 of. I find that every time I flip through the atlas, I find more and more planets from the old Marvel comics and like one-off comics like that, and I'm like, oh man, I missed like this much attention to detail. Nope, shit. Clear object list. Yeah, we're running out of buildings here. Well, not really running out of buildings. I'm just trying to use my resources I have in a creative way. And I don't want to use buildings. I want to use the more generic ones. I don't want to use ones that are distinctly, oh, that's Terrace, or oh, that's Naboo, or oh, that's Coruscant. I'm trying to be less, you know, I want to make this look like a generic space city. I've been using that one a lot. That one a lot. I just placed that one. Oh yeah, let's get a larger one of these in here. Nice, nice. How so? How do they mess up the Rogue Squadron comics? What do you mean, like the Essential Atlas? Like, do they get planets, like where the planets are, wrong? So I read the Rogue Squadron comics maybe like a year or two ago while doing research for a video. I can't remember which video. Ah, okay. Those comics implied that A-traken and the homeworld of Plore, I could never remember how to pronounce her name, and it are close, but the Atlas put them at the other ends of the galaxy. So they fucked up the A-traken sector by the sounds of it. Oh, I don't want to get in there. Shit. Trying to diversify my building portfolio here. Fuck it. Let's do another F. It's looking a little thin here. So like some areas of the city are denser than others, which you would get in real life. I'm just trying to make sure that the player has ample room to maneuver their troops, especially if you're the defender. Hey Zim, what's up? Fuck it, put another one of these too, even though I just used one. And then we'll do a D. We'll do a tall one. Gonna get that height differential in there. Nice. Oop. Alright, our city's coming together. And yeah, Zim, this stream wasn't really planned. I just was map editing and I'm like, you know what? I should stream this. In case anybody wants to hang out. we're on the final quadrant of the city. And then I'm going to go back to doing markers. I'm going to put in where I want all the build pads to be, at least in the city area. I haven't developed any of the outskirts yet, which is important because that's where the attacker is going to start. Let's do a B. Do a C. Already have an E. Let's do a tall F. It's kind of tight over here, so we'll probably... I've been kind of making my urban areas like 2 buildings thick. Here we'll kind of thin out because I didn't... Making perfect circles and in this game is kind of hard. Making perfect squares in the terrain, as you can tell, is much easier. Here. You know what? We'll put in another one of these guys. You know what? We can stack them on top of each other. Oop. To make a taller one if we wanted. C, Control V. Oh, shit. Why did it spawn all the way over there? Whatever. Right, and now we'll play with the height. Now it just looks like a taller version. Ah. I like it. It's a little askew. There. Not as askew anymore. There we go. Fuck it, we'll get another C in here. And a B, because why not? You know, let's do a tall B, actually. Yep. Yep. And then, fuck it, we'll do a D. E, F, I think it's time for Bespin building. This one we did was a B, so let's do a Bespin building A large, maybe? I remember this being a bit iffy. Not when it's getting tight in this area here. Oh. I'll just put a small one. Ilore's world is just slightly core world of Senex Juvex in the mid-rim in the Galactic Southwestish, and the Siutra hegemony space is way out in the northeast. Yeah. Oh, does sound like they kind of dropped the ball on that one then. Yeah. Let's go back to Coruscant buildings. Oh, these are just generic. Oh, some of these buildings are this one is specifically Coruscant, but Coruscant is generic enough where when somebody thinks Star Wars City, they think Coruscant. But, like, I can't have, like, a Taurus building because, you know, they'll be like, oh, that's specifically Taurus architecture. Where Coruscant is an amalgamation of different architectures. Oh, I just put an F. Oh, shit. Arc Trooper Ron 269 says, you're an artist? I highly doubt that. I am decent at putting props together in a way that's pleasing. And messing with heights on a height map. Yeah, we already have a couple of these cylinder buildings. Here, let's go back. Just do a couple more Coruscant buildings. Where's E? Yeah, Ghostfish, that's a problem I noticed with a lot of Star Wars stuff in any canon, really, is a lot of authors and content creators will take hyperspace for granted and not really factor in travel times. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example that really stands out to me. Like, you know, for example, Obi-Wan and Anakin are out on the Outer Rim while Coruscant is under attack, and they show up just in the nick of time, very conveniently. When, like, they were, like, way out there on the Outer Rim. Granted, they were near the Hydian, so that they probably just jumped on there. Oh yeah, Jordan, yeah. Like I was saying, a lot of, you know, EU content creators, are in both the EU and new canon, and, you know, George. Hyperspace is just a plot device to explain, okay, well, now our heroes are here. They were here, but now they're here, and everything's gonna be fine. Alright, our city's almost done. I'm gonna put a few buildings in the middle, not a huge one, not a huge amount. Just like 2 or 3 in these areas. Maybe, oh, there's a big area here. I might be able to, I might put like a little green area, like a little park or something. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's see how tall the X3 is. It's significantly tall. Let's try BX2. It's a bit more gradual, but still significantly taller. Like, this is the BX1. If I can get just like a little bit taller than that, that'd be cool. This is right out. I suppose, however, I could bring the vertical down a bit. Yeah, that works. Maybe a tiny bit more. Yeah, that'll do. Get like a C. D. E. F. And maybe one of these smaller Bespin buildings. For this side here, let's go a DX2, and we'll do the same thing. Or we'll just... Actually, that might be perfect size. Yeah, it's not bad. I don't hate that. We'll get like one of these guys in here. Oh. Be cool. It's gonna be a nightmare to do passability coding, but we'll get there when we get there. All right. And then I want to do like a green area here. So let's go to my textures. Get like a grass texture. No, I just saw ground moss, ground cover. Can I get like grass? No. Geo rock. Well, maybe it's under temperate. Oh, these are all the planet textures. Oh, I should have saved. I should always save when I look in the texture files. Can we retry? Nope. Excellent. Oh, let's see how much I lost. I believe it's everything. Would you try to load the autosave map? Yes, please. Haha. Oh, okay. A significant portion saved. Thank God. Alright. Whew. I was about to be peeved. Significant portion saved. I'm happy. Is The Last of the Jedi series good? It's been a while since I've read a lot of, like, New Jedi Order, New Republic, sort of, like, you know, not far, like, not too far off, but a little bit after Return of the Jedi sort of stuff. That's something I'm gonna have to go back and reread as an adult and get back to you, because my tastes have changed, and it's not really memorable to me. So when I get to the further, like the further eras of in my timeline series, that's when I'll be able to answer your question, because I'm gonna have to go back and reread a lot of that stuff. And you know, when I do go back and reread stuff from that era, it's X-Wing and the you know, Young Jedi Knights and stuff like that. Now, bear with me. I'm gonna just throw some buildings. And then, before we fuck with textures, we're gonna save. Because that is the same exact thing that happened to me on Adobe a couple streams ago. But luckily, I had more saved. So, I'm thankful for that. I just did an E. Sure, have another D. I'm starting to care less about building composition at this point, and more just wanting to get back to where I was. Nope, shit. Double shit. I was gonna say, oh, didn't I do that double building? I did back here. Double, like, square building. I did. It's back there. Oh, I'm an idiot. Last of the Jedi, that's like Dark Times era stuff. That's the one with Jax Pavin. I haven't really gotten to those yet. Like, I remember reading Coruscant Nights when I was younger, but that was when I was still new to the EU, and I didn't have all the books in a series, so I was quite confused. I'm gonna have to go back and get those. Like, I remember reading the third one. I don't remember reading 1 or 2. It's also 11 at night for me, and I've been up since 7. And the only reason why I'm up this late is because my fiance's taking me out this weekend for my birthday. Apparently it's a surprise, so I have no idea where the hell I'm going, but we will figure that out tomorrow. So that's exciting. Just need like 1 or 2 more buildings. Fuck it, we'll put another D. I don't care. I just want to get back to where I was. Oh, fuck, yes. Last of the Jedi, that's the stuff with Ferris Olin. Okay. I have not read Last of the Jedi. I'd like to, because I'd like to learn more about Ferris Olin, because he's been requested on my little list I've got. So I will get back to you, Rodimus Prime 21, when I do. Fuck it, we'll do another F. I'm getting tired. And it looks good enough. I doubt anybody playing the mod's gonna be like, I noticed whoever made this map put a bunch of same buildings in the same spot. And they're gonna be like, I want them to be like, oh shit, it's so hard to take the city. Alright, now we're going to save. Something I should have been doing this entire time. We're on Atraken. Save. And we said we were gonna do BX2 here. Gonna slide it down a bit. Yeah, that's good. Good to me. Sure. Yeah, that works. Now I want to kind of leave some room here. Can you remember if there's any example of a torpedo sphere dying to an attack that wasn't ramming? Because if I had a nickel for every time a torpedo sphere was suicide rammed by a superstar destroyer, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. And one was rammed by a super freighter. Which one was the torpedo sphere from? Because I'm picturing the thrust ships from the Black Fleet Crisis series. And I know that's not it. Then we did this building. I remember doing this one. Sure, whatever. You know, I gotta mix it up a little. I gotta attempt to mix it up a little bit. Torpedo sphere is mostly a source book ship and it's gigantic. I've seen them in Empire at War mods. I haven't read anything about them. Sure, I don't care that there's a little building next to the same exact bigger copy. And sure, fine, that works. Okay, cool. Now we can get to where I was. File, save. Hey, number name. Oh, there's your problem. I haven't read many of the RPG books, as I was just explaining. like an hour or so ago, or however long ago it was. My perception of time is crappy, and I don't know how long I've been streaming. Yeah, I was just about to ask, Number Name, how do you what do you mean old EU? Like, we talking Marvel comics? Because the Mandos were a bit different in the Marvel comics. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna do some texture stuff. Texture, and I saved, so we're good if it crashes on me again. Yep, Fenchisa has a weird Irish accent, which he kind of loses once you go on in the series a little bit. Like, he has it for the first issue he appears in, but then, like, when they're on Endor, I remember him not having the accent. Or he wasn't at least written as not having the accent. Alright, so we gotta find grass. Let's touch some grass. Temperate ground. I like this. This is brilliant, but I like this. Temperate ground 09, so we need the bump texture for temperate ground 09. Oh, there is no bump texture for temperate ground 09. Fuck it. I'll do that. That works. Surface type grass. Hard edge, because we'll put a wall around it. And some statues. Oop. Yep, you had the Mandalorian Crusaders and the Tales of the Jedi comics, which I think I was also talking about earlier. I think I have some bench props that'll do nicely here too. There, this looks like a chic, modern grass area. It's also an obstacle for infantry and stuff to walk around because I'm going to put walls up. But first, let me go back to objects. Let me save. So, you know, it's stated that a lot of the authors and stuff weren't allowed to cover, you know, stuff from the prequels. Well, stuff from, like, that era because, George was, as far back as the 90s, well, early 90s, George, or early 80s, actually, I think. Late 80s, rather. George was planning on doing the prequels. So, like, there's some offhand mentions to the Emperor. We first find out that the Emperor's name is Palpatine in the novelization of A New Hope, and so little things like that they were allowed to kind of sprinkle in. In the Thrawn novels, Zahn talks a little bit about the Clone Wars, and he doesn't really, he's very vague about it, but he implies that the clones are the bad guys, which is true from a certain point of view. Hold on, I'm just trying to find a small wall. B small. That's still a little too big. Yeah, so Zahn he's kind of talked about the Clone Wars and was like, just offhand in dialogue references, kind of implying that the clones were the evil ones and that it was a war to stop cloning. I didn't even really talk about what the clone wars were really about. It was very vague. Precisely. Ghostfish has it. I actually re-listened to the Thrawn trilogy a few weeks ago. Because I was doing some research on Garm Bel Iblis, who I will do a video about in the future. But, oh, that works. That works. Oh, I need to find a smaller wall for what I need. But yeah, I basically went back and re-listened to them because I couldn't remember when he split from the Alliance. And Wikipedia wasn't giving me a straight answer, and I don't trust Wikipedia anyway. What about this? This too big? That's still way too big. I need something way smaller than all of this. Ah. That doesn't give me what I want. Also, the thing with, like, Jedi princes and stuff, it's actually touched upon a little bit in, like, the, what do you call it? The Bane comics? Excuse me while I keep looking for a wall. Ooh, urban square. But yeah, so basically in the Bane comics, Jedi versus Sith, the Republic is kind of backed into a point of technological regression where they can't really even maintain the HoloNet anymore. And it's kind of reverted to a feudal society where there are Jedi lords and knights, and that they're actual, like, feudal lords of their own systems, because the Republic couldn't hold itself together, so all of the elected officials are pretty much, corrupt by all means, so the Jedi Knights came in and took over. I could do something like that. That would look cool. Yeah, that looks boss. Put some statues in there. I don't believe there's any Jedi presence on, or prejudice on Atraken, so. I'm trying to look for, like, a good thing I can border my little park area with. Ooh, try railings. Try these. These might work. About the size I need. And you know what? We'll just cordon off this whole area. Fuck it. Try 90. Now try 270. Yes. Really, they just kind of kept it to what Obi-Wan was saying in A New Hope, that the Jedi are the guardians of peace and freedom in the Old Republic for 1,000 generations, which could mean 1,000 years or 25,000 years, depending on your definition. But I believe the official definition of a generation is 25 years. So the EU authors kind of compromised with that. And that's a lot of the reason why the whole Ruzon Reformations thing was kind of made. Not the entire reason, but one of the reasons. Oh yeah, Ghostfish makes a good point. Just how regressed things were by Rusan varies. You've got the comic on one hand with the weird art, but then you've also got comics of Darth Bane as a Sith trooper with tech that looks like SWTOR tier era stuff. All right, so I know exactly what image you're talking about, Ghostfish. That is from the Essential Atlas or the Essential Guide. No, it's from the Essentials Guide to the Force, I believe. And the way, hold on, 180. Yes. The way it's described, like the technology is described in the books, it's not like it is in the comics. They have blasters. They've got oh, that's not what I want. Actually, no, it's precisely what I want. They've got blasters, they've got like tanks and stuff. They've got like the standard era technology. You don't the books rarely ever mention the use of like vibroblades and stuff other than like in training. It does explain, the books do explain Farfalla's ship, though. So in the comic, Farfalla basically has a wooden sailing ship with rockets strapped to it. And they explain it by, they make him, like, super eccentric and, just always, like... hold on. Having to, like... dress in the fanciest uniforms and get up in his get-up and all that. And they made it so that he personally stylized his capital ship to be like an old wooden sailing ship, but it has like modern technology in it. That's the way they deal with that in the book. The books, though, do explain that they're still using, like, Old Republic era tech. Like, the Republic Navy during the I can't remember which Battle of Rusan, because there's 7 of them. But the Republic Navy has hammerheads still from KOTOR. Try 270? Is that the way? No, go back to 180. Yes. Nope. 360. No, what the frick? Oh, try 0? Nope. I want it this way. Oh, 90, dumbass. Almost done with our green area here. Oh, perfect. That is perfect. I like that. That'll do. It's not exactly what I envisioned, but it will do. I'll just put like a statue here or something. I saw a statue going back. The book literally calls out a Hammerhead class cruiser. Fuck. Where's that statue I saw earlier? Here he is. Well, not this one, because those are the statues in front of the Senate building. They're distinctive. That's a Jedi. That's distinctive. That's better. Some weird alien thing. Let's make it facing the entrance to the city. Ah, that'll do. I like that. My cat's asking to be let out of the room. I'll be right back. It's a small room. I'm back. Yeah, our city's looking good. So, we'll put down some build pads now. And I found there's something like this but smaller that I kind of want to put the build pads in. Not something as elaborate though. Oh, let me go back and find it. Might be walk, urban walk. Urban wall. Where did I see it? So Zim, the Thranta, I believe, is actually a smaller ship than the Hammerhead. And technically, I believe they're still using Hammerheads by the Old Republic, by the SWTOR era. I remember reading that when I was, oh, I think this is the one. Nope. No, we're back to where I was. Maybe Urban Half Wall? Urban Corner. No. Fuck. I saw it. It was down in this area. God damn it. No, we don't want a Jedi Temple. Yeah, I wanted, like, this, but smaller. It's alright. We'll be okay. It's me just putting in too much detail. Yeah, number name. On my Discord, we actually had a feller kind of mess with the stats a bit to kind of give SWTOR and KOTOR era ships like a reason to be like a little bit technologically less advanced. And it's true that the SWTOR and KOTOR era ships have like less advanced hard drives than hold on. Gotta get back to markers. Have less advanced hard drives than like some of the modern, quote unquote, modern Star Wars ships. Where? Okay, I actually have to reference another map real quick to remember which object I need. So I'll save this. Let's I can show you Boz Pity, I guess. So this is Boz Pity. You'll notice you have the Venator that crashed during the Obsession comics. And you've got the Gargantiles, skeletons, and all that. So yeah, quick sneak peek at Boz Pity while I try to remember where... This is what I need, the build pad. Alright. This is Skirmish build pad, and it's in ground buildable. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back to Atraken. No, because I didn't do any changes. The movie era is when... You are correct, number name. That is... The movie era is like the quote-unquote like modern Star Wars era. Then at least that's what I'm saying when I mean that. Sukhoi Blue 5 standing by. Glad you could make it. Alright, cool. So, it's in ground buildable. And it's Skirmish build pad. And since this is a city, we're going to want them at not random angles. So. Oh, we really don't want those build pads right behind the turbo laser towers. So we'll kinda... That's good. Want some here as well. There, one there, one there, one there. Might be a little overkill on the walkways, but I think we'll get through. Yeah, Zim, I don't remember where I read it, but I did read that the hammerhead was... I did read that the hammerhead was still in use during the SWTOR era. You just don't see it in the MMOs because they focus on the newer ships, the Threnta and the Valor class. Put some of these guys on the bridges here. Nice. Alright, and they default as Rebellion owned. We don't want that because this is a Galactic Conquest planet. So we'll select all of them. And we'll set player owner to neutral. That way they're capturable. And then they're still red, but when I reload the map, it'll... they will change. And then we'll save, because I don't want to do all that all over again. And then, kind of go back to our drawing board here. So I've got the big crater pretty much done. I want to do some water features kind of in the crater because in the lore, I actually have the article that this planet is from and the battle is from. But Atraken has water, and it was actually beautiful before the Clone Wars. And it was under siege for like a year. Yeah, 11 months. So they completely wrecked the planet. So I kind of wanted to show it in like a transition phase. So we're going to put some water features in here. But for now, let's make our other craters on this side. And I haven't quite figured out where I want the attacker entry position to be. Oh, first, actually, let's go back to markers. because we're basically done here in the city. And then we'll go to base shield structure position. And we want that right there. Oh, shit. Yeah, this is what I meant when I said that this marker is buggy. Notice how my pointer is continuing to be a hand. That means I'm hovering over an object that I can select, but it encompasses the entirety of the almost the entirety of the diameter of the city. See, watch. Yeah, see, it's a normal arrow, and then boop, back to the hand, arrow, hand, arrow, hand. And if I click anywhere with this hand, yeah, see? And it's super annoying, so I didn't want to deal with it. That's why I did it last. But that's what I was talking about earlier. I do need to put some build pads in here, though. So we'll take one from the outside here. And then we'll put one... Oh, we got two at the end there. Put one here and here. Cool, that works for me. City's done for the most part. Then I don't know how I want to do the outside craters, because I have a couple crater textures. Let's make my radius 100 here. I've got a bigger one. No, that's about the same size. 215, 1100, 215. Yeah, that's the biggest, the big one. I might, hold on. Let's go to height. Go back to additive. Try 200. Intensity 10, smooth weight 1. Yeah, okay, so the 500 texture. There we go. So I can use that for a big crater. And what scale is the small one here? Because I'd like to have differentiating sizes of craters like you would on our real thing. Oh yeah, I'll never stop loving the Clone Wars multimedia project. That's me. There. I don't want to make the craters too deep. Oop. What I have to do every now and then is remind myself like how small the infantry actually are compared to things. So I'll go to like, oop, it's saving. Ground infantry, yeah, stormtrooper. This is about the size of a stormtrooper in game. So I gotta remember that's pretty massive to like an infantry unit. Well, you're welcome, Blue 5 standing by. Always happy to teach people about the glorious Clone Wars multimedia project. Shit, where was I? Height. Yeah, so I don't know, I might have to do some more like planning and development on this. I might have to get a couple more textures, like different texture sizes. Maybe I can space the craters out in a way that we can get vehicles and stuff through. Let's see. Biggest vehicle in the vanilla game is the AT-AT, I believe. So miscellaneous object, maybe. Oh, there's one in props generic. Yeah, so that's massive even to the biggest land unit in the game. Just trying to get my sizing correct here. Alright, I think that's what we'll do. We'll do craters on, like, spaced out enough to where we can have infantry and vehicles move through. That might actually make an interesting mechanic. Before we do that, though, we should probably figure out where our start position's gonna be and all that junk. Trying to flatten this back out here. When I originally made this map like a week ago, I don't remember the heights. I know the city might be at 0. This might be like -50. And this is at like 100 or 200 or something. I can't remember. But, okay. I've got a plan now, and that's really all that matters. Is that I have a plan. So let's go back to my little plan I drew up here. It's gonna have a command post in like this sort of corner. Command post over here. Oh, I was gonna put a command post in the city, but I guess it doesn't really make sense for what I want to do. So I guess I'll have the attacker... why not? I'll have the attacker enter from here. Let's go back to objects. Let's go to... Oh, it's already 1 a.m. I'll probably stream for like maybe another hour and I'll go to bed. Or maybe even less than that. Go to marker. We'll go to... Well, initial camera position. We want... And then we want attacker entry position. Attacker entry position. Then I find if you aim the flag, the end of the flag to the angle you want, that's the way they'll bring in your reinforcements on a reinforcement point. We'll do a reinforcement point 4 cap here. Then I said CP here, CP here. I call them command posts because I grew up on Battlefront 2. But they're reinforcement points in this game. Yeah, you know what? We'll put a 5 over here. Oh, what is this doing all the fuck way over here? Okay, that's fine. Zin the Despot asks, how familiar are you with the board game Axis and Allies? I am quite familiar with it. I've seen it in stores and have wanted to play it. I just don't have friends to play it with. This is a little close to the border. I'm gonna move this up. That doesn't mean I don't have friends. I do have friends, just none that are willing to play anything more complicated than Risk. Let's do... Back to reinforcement points. Let's do a reinforcement point +5 cap here. You know what? We'll just do all 4 corners. +3 cap here. Let's see. So I believe I upped the pop cap to 15 in my mod. So wait. You start with pop cap of 4, or if you capture this point, get 9, 10, 11, 12, and we'll do another 3 up here, 13, 14, 15. That works. By the way, these all need to be neutral, otherwise it won't work. These are neutral, right? Yeah, okay. They all went neutral. Cool. So now I just know to place my stuff strategically. So I'm going to put the textures down for where I want craters first before I actually start making the craters. So let's go back to texture. Let's save where we're at. I'll get this random regolith texture back. I like this crater here. We'll keep that crater. Small crater there. Oop, how'd that happen? Another big crater here. Oop. Small crater here. Hold on. The way this texture pattern is, it kind of brings in multiple. And we'll fucking do another small crater here. This should give... Hold on, if I move the reinforcement point over a little bit, should give us enough room to spawn in troops and stuff. Save. Go back to textures. Do another couple of small boys up here. Another small boy in here. Yeah, that's a little too close to the big one. Yeah, that works there. Gotta remember, we gotta get like vehicles through here, because I'll probably make these deep enough to where I'll have them as impassable terrain. Small crater there. Small crater here. What are we doing? We need a big crater again. Have a big boy like right there. And another big boy over here. Some small boys up in here. We'll fuck with that later. Some other small boys. We need a big guy. You're a big guy. For you. There, that works. And I'm gonna replace this generic regolith texture in a bit. Oop. Teensy bit far back. Cool, starting to look like a bunch of pockmarked surface. That's what we're going for. Oop. Another little guy going over here. Followed by a big guy. Shit, took a little too much off. Hey, that works. Some more little guys. That wasn't good. I'm sorry, guys. We back? I think we're back. Alright, good. I'm sorry, guys. I'm probably not sticking around for too much longer anyway. Because it's like 1 in the morning where I'm at and I'm getting tired. That's kind of in the way of where we want to go here. So let's take that guy out. There's fine. Put another little guy up in here. Cool. Go to our pockmarked surface, and I'm gonna make this look more like a crater eventually too. But yeah. I actually might call it a night here. I'm getting pretty tired in general. I think we got some good progress done, because when we started this, I basically just had this crater and then this layout, and then I had like maybe one side of the perimeter wall done. But I think we did good. So thank you all for joining me. We'll probably do another. I'm probably gonna do another gaming stream on Monday, either Republic Commando, Knights of the Old Republic, or Empire at War, continue with those streams I've started before I start streaming another game, or Battlefront 2, because I did start a stream of the Battlefront 2 campaign. But yeah, because I've got Monday off too. That's my birthday, so I'll probably do a stream then. And yeah, and then I've got a video dropping next week too. It's a shorter one. I thought it was gonna be longer, but as I delved into the research, I'm like, oh, this video is gonna be like 6 minutes long. But hey, it's something. Oh, come on. There we go. Almost disconnected. But anyway, it's a good time for me to stop. So, thank you all for joining me. And, oh, sorry, Eddie. You came in right as I was about to leave. But, like I was telling them all, I'm going to stream again on Monday, probably. But, I'll see y'all, and, have a good one.